Stop scrolling right now because this video dives straight into the darkest corners of anime, where heroes blur into villains and hope is always on life support. Today, we are counting down the top 5 dark fantasy anime you absolutely cannot miss if you love brutal worlds, twisted morals, and stories that do not pull their punches. Dark fantasy anime thrives on danger, sacrifice, and characters who are forced to make impossible choices just to survive. Whether you are new to the genre or a longtime fan, this list is built to hook you fast and keep you watching until the very end. Starting us off at number 5 is Drifters, an anime that turns history into a violent fantasy experiment with no safety rails. Drifters pulls legendary figures like Oda Nobunaga and Hannibal out of their timelines and drops them into a war-torn fantasy world. These warriors, called Drifters, are summoned to fight against the Ends, former heroes turned villains who want to wipe out humanity. The series blends real historical tactics with magic, monsters, and chaotic battles that feel unpredictable and intense. Created by the author of Hellsing, Drifters features sharp character designs, dark humor, and constant plot twists. It feels less like a traditional isekai, and more like a war game where every move has deadly consequences. At number 4 is Übel Blatt, a dark fantasy driven entirely by betrayal and revenge. The story follows Coinzel, a mysterious half-elf who was once betrayed by the very heroes he fought beside. After being left for dead and erased from history, he returns to hunt down those false heroes one by one. The world is corrupt, violent, and inspired by European folklore that gives it a grounded but sinister tone. Magic in Übel Blatt is brutal and costly, making every spell feel dangerous rather than flashy. The anime constantly asks whether revenge can ever create justice or if it only breeds more monsters. Taking the number 3 spot is Elfen Lied, an anime that shocks viewers both emotionally and visually. The story begins when Lucy, a genetically modified girl with deadly powers, escapes from a secret government facility. She ends up living with 2 teenagers who unknowingly offer her the kindness she has never experienced. Elfen Lied blends dark fantasy, science fiction, and psychological horror into a deeply unsettling narrative. The series tackles heavy themes like discrimination, abuse, identity, and the cost of treating people as weapons. Its controversial violence made it infamous, but its emotional impact is what keeps it remembered. Charging into number 2 is Claymore, one of the most iconic dark fantasy anime ever created. The world is plagued by shape-shifting monsters called Yoma that feed on humans while hiding in plain sight. To fight them, an organization creates female warriors infused with monster blood, knowing they may lose themselves. The main character Claire walks this thin line while seeking revenge and struggling to protect her humanity. Claymore delivers brutal battles, body horror, and tragic character arcs that make every fight feel meaningful. Its grim tone and emotional weight earned it a permanent place in dark fantasy history. Standing at number 1 is Blood Plus, a powerful mix of dark fantasy, urban horror, and emotional storytelling. The anime follows Saya, a seemingly normal girl who secretly hunts blood-drinking monsters called chiropterans. By day, she blends into human society, and by night, she fights creatures tied to her own past. The story slowly unfolds layers of political corruption, family secrets, and ancient conflicts. Saya's battle against her own twin sister raises the stakes to a personal and global level. Blood Plus earns its top spot by delivering a complete, haunting story that stays with viewers long after it ends. And that wraps up our journey through some of the most gripping dark fantasy anime ever made. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to like the video to support the channel. Subscribe for more anime rankings, deep dives, and unforgettable stories. Hit the bell so you never miss an upload when the next anime journey begins. Thanks much for watching. I'm out for now. See you in the next one.